Hi, Capricorn. This is your February tarot reading for all Capricorn signs. Started to say for February, and I just said that. Anyway, all right. What I'm really knowing, and I'm saying knowing, is because I do know your astrology. You have a lot going on in your self-awareness, your personality, your appearance, your view of life, identification, image. That core. Because you've got a whole ton of energy running through Capricorn. But you also have a ton of communication energy that's really learning how to communicate from a higher perspective, how to bring that back and communicate with yourself as well as others in ways that maybe you're not necessarily used to communicating. Spirit is saying for some of you, there is some karmic lessons that are there to help strengthen the inner emotional security. But this is also learning how to get right with your creativity, your creative path, by listening to what your heart and your soul is really trying to lead you to. But remember, you're also going to have Mercury, which is going to go retrograde on the 16th, and Pisces, which happens to be your communication house, which means, I say all the time, when Mercury goes in retrograde, we don't mean to be self-centered or narcissistic. But what it is our communication system just turned inwardly and is forcing us. What tried to come out of my mouth is a fork in the road. For some of you, you're going to get put on a fork in the road. Because what I was trying to say is, as that communication turns inwardly, it forces you to start having more self-realization, self-communication. And you've got so much energy going on in your actual awareness, your core personality, appearance, your image, identification, how you view life. Your communication is about to shift inward in the actual third house for you, which is the communication house. You're going to pay very much attention to intellect, details, trivia, phone calls, gossip, emails. Little bits of information are going to be incredibly important to you. As well as watch your passing of judgment. Might be self-judgment. For me, usually this is self-judgment. But this is a time of shape-shifting for you. Because it's getting right with karmic lessons and our emotional security. But it's coming out of your creativity that's going to come from this Mercury retrograde from you. Remember, that's not even going to start until the 16th. But you're going to start feeling the shadow pretty much as soon as February starts. Some grief, sorrow, shame, blame, maybe coming back into your conversations with yourself. But I'm getting across the board. Okay, first off, come here, little man. You see this little beautiful man? This little beautiful man never comes in for videos. He walked in, sat his behind down, which for me is bringing in that cat mysterious energy as a spirit guide. But as he walked in, and I went to push the button, Spirit also came in, and this is a duality. This is why I'm telling you this. Because Spirit came in at the same time with my little cat here, and come on, we've all had, either you have a dog or you have a friend who has a dog, and when you're petting the dog, you get the dog breath. I get dog breath whenever they're using the dog as a guide. So I'm getting the cat and the dog. The cat is mysterious. The cat is independent. The cat is willing to take a chance. The dog is unconditional love. But sometimes we unconditionally love for the wrong reasons. I often get told by spirit, don't be a dog when you should be being a wolf. There's a difference between unconditional love, loving right, and being like man's best friend, standing by them. But there's also, the dog also speaks to us of unconditional love, like, unfortunately, people who like chain the animals up outside or don't take care of them, and they will still stand by. What I'm getting is like a kidnapping. What I'm getting is when people say, like somebody's kidnapped them, but they still want to protect their kidnappers. I'm getting there's a very fine line between unconditional love that's healthy and then starting to give that unconditional love that's unhealthy. The cat is standing in the understanding of what that difference is. And the wolf is understanding that difference and making sure that you are comprehending within your self-awareness, your appearance, your appearance, your reputation, your prestige, your view of life, your image, your core energies. That communication is mixing in a healthy way with that inner emotional security, not an unhealthy way with that inner emotional security, because of that communication zone going retrograde in the middle of the month. And you're going to be feeling the shadow of it, the darker aspects in the beginning of the month. And then it's going to be coming into your creativity, your personal interests, your hobbies, your creative expression. And this is asking you to really get deep and right with that shape-shifting communication of ascension and learning that you're receiving. Grief, sorrow, shame, and blame. We hold on to so much negativity in these areas. And it's often just stupid, because Spirit also reminds me, why you hold on to all of this shame or this grief or this sorrow when you won't even take the chance to find out what is shameless enough to decide if it really is worth holding on to. This is kind of what I'm getting for you. Really taking the chance, step out of your comfort zone, and see, here comes the dog smell again. This is about loving yourself and the communication, knowing when it's healthy and when it's not. But stepping out of the comfort zone of what you may have been programmed to think was healthy and take new chances. Don't allow that lower vibrational thinking to bring you into a deception of what the truth really is. Because like I said, communication is going to be a big hitter for you on the way this month's creativity and awareness goes. All right. This is not for you. Spirit, if you want that other deck to come out, you're going to have to give me something way much more flashy than what you just did. Because I have a new deck and I'm validating that I'm not pulling the wrong thing. Oh, no. Okay, well, apparently this deck's meant to do that this time. I usually keep all of my cards going in one direction. Yeah, I'm getting duality. So they flipped it over and wanted me to flip it. The King of Wands. This is an Aries sign, a Sagittarius, or a Leo sign. Uncontrollable forces of change, insight, and understanding. Through the very shadow, the pain, and the confusion. So there's definitely an inspiration that's going to be learned, because what's coming with it is the Lovers. And see, in this deck, the Lovers is black and white. And what I'm really getting is right down the line, I'm getting like, that indigo, like an indigo line going right down the line of knowing the truth between your light, your dark, coming together in a true communication of that spiritual truth, which is going to bring you to a new level of inspiration from some of that darker energy. A new creativity with self. Yeah, because all around this horse, I'm seeing, like where it's supposed to be white, I'm seeing green, which means this is definitely a time of growth for you. You know, understanding, new insight that you're learning through the pain and the confusion of a shadow period. So you may be acknowledging a lot of this before Mercury goes retrograde, or while it is retrograde. You may even be acknowledging it around the 9th, around that full moon. But this is definitely a time of growth, a time of learning integrity. 3 of Wands, being curiosity. Another fire sign, but this one is Aries. So you could definitely have an Aries in your life of some forms of significance, or this could be a brand new beginning point for you, because Aries is a starting point, like I said, and you're getting a new beginning that's based off of the learning from that confusion and that shadow. Coming back to yourself, coming back to your truth, coming back to both sides of your own duality. Getting over your own sleepless nights, your own fears, anxieties, doubts, the talking shit in your head. Or you're going to have to overcome it because, like I said, Mercury is about to go retrograde. Yeah, apparently you do need to come out. I bought this new shaman healing deck, and I really love it. But the way I let spirit communicate, I was just making sure my eyes weren't telling me, weren't misleading and giving me that. I just like the deck thing. So, Capricorn, tell me about the platform for February. For February, the platform for February. Sexual energy. This is how you truly feel about yourself. Mars is going to be moving in to Capricorn on the 16th, the same day Mercury goes retrograde. I find this to be also that sexual energy. It's that sacral chakra. This is not just speaking to you about sexuality or sex, but it could be, just in general, sexuality. How you feel about yourself. I always call your inner belly dancer. I'm like, you could be, and I'm sorry to put it this way, it's just the way I explain it. You could be one of the most overweight, uncomfortable people, or at least you would think that looking at somebody, they may be uncomfortable because they're overweight. And if they're out there shaking their stuff like a belly dancer and they're feeling pretty damn good about themselves, then good for them. And you could be one of the most anorexic, bony little women or men out there. And some people like meat, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's not up to us to choose. It's up to the person to be comfortable with who and what they are. And, have that value, that liberation within themselves. So there's something going on here of an ascension, of learning more about your awareness, your appearance, your personality, coming into a new level of value, a new level of karmic lessons being learned that's going to strengthen that inner emotional security, all because of the communication that you're overcoming or you're starting to tap into, and the creativity and what it's going to bring you forward. But it may be dealing with some darker things coming at you that's making you learn to overcome that. There's an emotional release. I mean, come on. There's an emotional release that is coming with this. Now, the thing is, emotional releases can both be very healthy and unhealthy. We have to remember we're responsible for our actions. So the way that I like to say this often, I notice my vibrations often, sometimes are at their very highest when I'm flat out pissed off. And it's not that I'm a bad person or that anger is a good thing, but when I'm pissed off and my vibrations are at their highest, it's telling me I'm no longer lying to myself. I'm no longer devaluing myself. I'm acknowledging the truth. But the actions of what we take when our emotions teach us is just as important, because sometimes we word vomit. It is Mercury retrograde. So there are actions for our emotional release that are proper and healthy, and then there are those that are not, and you can't take that back and you cannot change. This is reminding me of growth, like a lotus flower. So this is speaking to us of releasing but growing, maturing as we do this. Now let's see what is going on for up close and personal. Up close and personal is, the first thing I'm getting out is Two of Wands. Then I'm getting the Prince of Cups. The Two of Wands speaks to us of desire and beauty, hope and wonder, the new beginnings, fresh adventures, purity, honesty. It's the rose and the tulip, taking the chance of opening up, being frank, being soft, being vulnerable, being self-assertive, trusting in our own healing, our own mystery of that change, transformation of the self. This water and air come together. So this is definitely a new opportunity, a new change, a new air in the air. Something new to grow off of. But what I'm getting is the Nine of Wands, which is also a Leo, Aries, fire energy, Sagittarius, in reverse. So with it coming in reverse, okay, upright is spiritual growth, being alert, allowing the third eye to open, moving forward, being very open, trusting in yourself, there's somebody who you do need to keep an eye on. There's somebody who you do need to keep an eye on, because they're not going to have your best interests at hand. Okay, there's somebody that you're gonna, I don't want to say necessarily watch your back, but this is hope, wonder for a new beginning, trusting in the desire, the beauty. I'm seeing the growth of the plant over here in green, wanting to take that opportunity, very self-assertive, emotionally healing, giving something a chance that you know damn well you're not supposed to. Do not walk down a path that you've already been down. You already know if somebody is not coming to you with integrity, if somebody is not coming to you with truth and honesty, and if they are actually in, trying to steer you in a false direction, trying to put your head in a cloud so that you're not seeing the truth, because it sounds like somebody somewhere is trying to force you down a road you've been down, and you're wanting to give them the chance, but you know damn well not to. Okay? Let's see what the healing deck has to say. Up close and personal for Cap. Up close and personal for Cap. But this might be a healing energy. This might be important. I mean, this may be important for you to see the truth on who's trying to deceive you and make you learn something new about yourself. Because this speaks to you of healing energy. This is, for one, it's a hand. I don't know if you can really see it. It's a hand in the dark. I feel like it's the hand I feel like it's the hand that's been like painted and put on a rock or put on a seed or something and then actually planted. This is something that somebody expects you to do, but you're going to have to learn to do what's best for you. And this is something that's bringing healing to you if you know how to go through that. You know how to steer it properly. Again, we're back to duality. Light, dark. There's your tree again. Grown sideways. So what you're expecting someone to do is not going to come out the way you expect it to. But by standing in your own power, blocking whoever is trying to actually bring you the harm, trying to be deceiving, blocking them and bringing in that true healing brings you back to duality and a truth in one form or another. It's going to make you help see things through a different aspect, see things more clear, help you to trust your psychic development. There is a new level of psychic development going on here. The swan being white, it's speaking to you of an ascension itself. The sun is illuminating that ascension. But with the energies and what we've been talking about, this is a new level of psychic development, a new level of a psychic gift, or a deepening, broadening, strengthening of it, learning a new depth, as well as a healing depth of yourself, illuminating a part of your inner swan, your inner purity, your inner truth. But that's really going to have everything to do with, even though you want to have hope and trust in this other person, there's somebody there that you know better. You know better. And you know if you give that up, it's going to make you walk steps backwards. This is about being able to stand in your power. The Two of Swords. In reverse, there is no peace or balance there with that other person, because I went backwards to that other person. There's not going to be peace or balance in that situation. You have to create it for yourself. Yeah. Enduous. That person is not in their four. That emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, they are not balanced. They are not grounded. They are not rebirthing. And they'll take you in the wrong direction. This is about you not allowing them to pull you down. You know better. So there sounds like just plain and simple. Somebody needs to have their cord cut. But that cord cutting, it's going to take you a hot little minute to be able to do it because the vine is not ripe. You're still learning how to come into contact with that power of yourself. And as you do it, you will strengthen and you will be able to, because then you get the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, for one, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, that cheetah, it always speaks to me about changing the DNA, changing our DNA. She is strong. She has strong temperament. She can be fierce. She's got speed and she's got confidence. But more importantly, that cheetah speaks to me of the speed of the vibrational shift moving up. The vibrational shift moving up, standing in your power, taking that lower vibration in the actual DNA and starting to clear that out so the ascension starts to happen. This is what the cheetah is for me. He speaks to us of coming into our own inner shaman, our own inner queen or king, our own inner priestess, raising into that power. But I'm telling you, it's meant to happen, because whoever this person is that's going to try to deceive you and take you in the wrong direction, you're not going to get to this without learning how to stand up to this person or seeing through the deceiving bullshit. because she is the strengthening healing that will become of it. So that's a very good, powerful energy. I mean, you're might go through something that's uncomfortable, but it's definitely something powerful. There's a little bit of the Hermit here. A little bit of inner darkness. Mercury retrograde. A little bit of inner darkness that will lead you to the light. Okay, what else going on? Yeah, there goes the dog's breath again. Self-love. Understanding the difference between unconditional love that's healthy or... That's the wolf talking. But the wolf is using the dog as its message at the moment. You have to learn not to be pushed. Hold in your power and strengthen yourself with that lion. It's the Prince of Wands. Again, you've got fire signs all around you. And the fire sign could be the brand new beginning. It could be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius that's there to help guide you. Help you to see the truth. Because it's time for the past to be behind you. I'm sorry, I lifted that one wrong. It's time to put the past behind you. All right. Seriously. Temperance. Yeah. They're not even letting me go into goals, dreams, ambitions, because apparently they're linking. So there's a moment of stagnance. But it's not stagnance. It's a moment of clarity, but the moment's at least the month long. And this is about learning a different level of duality for yourself, a different level of inner emotional security. You're overcoming some kind of karmic lesson, learning how to create your own self-awareness, bring that liberation back to self, learning a true understanding of unconditional love that is healthy versus, the dog that will love even someone who's mistreated it. We forgive and we let go, but that doesn't mean we allow it to continue to happen. The cat, the wolf. This is all a moment of clarity steering you in a new direction, a new strength, a new foundation. But pay attention to the details, because the details are what's gonna bring you to that self-realization and help you get past grief, sorrow, shame, and lead you into shamelessness so that you know the difference. I love you guys. Bye.